I do not date black men. I don't see, it's 2025, I don't see how y'all be dating black men. But these are the reasons. Number one, most black men are jealous of black women, especially when we're highly educated, trying to build ourselves up. They always saying they just some hating ass niggas. I don't know what else to call it. Most of them, number two, most of them was raised by single women, and they just think that since they're dating another black woman, or since they come from single black women, they think that black women can just do everything like fucking Superman with an S on her chest and go 50-50 with them. No, that's not about to happen over here. God, please send me a white man or Asian. Number three, most of them do not know how to be a man. Have you ever went to the other side? Most of them do not know how to be a man. They just act like females. They real sassy. There's no way we should be arguing or going back and forth. I don't know. Most black men that I know, not all, but most of them, it's like that 1% that's not. But most of them are very sassy. Like, they be arguing like that girl boyfriend. What's his name? K and Dre. Like him, but maybe a little bit more masculine, but still shit gay. Four. Most of them will leave you for somebody they think that's better than you when their pockets are right. So you gotta watch out for them. They be pretending the whole time. The whole time you're probably sleeping with your op. You probably know your op most of the time. I don't for black men. It's too much pretending for me. This is another one. So if you ask a black man that have kids, hey, do you have a college fund set up for your child? You ask them something like that, they hadn't even thought about it. They barely be having 401ks. It's a lot that you gotta teach them, and I'd rather date somebody that's outside my race that already knows what's up. So that's about it. The reason why I don't date black men, I ain't got time to be playing with you. Don't play with my heart. But that's just the reason I don't. Bye.
As a black woman, I'll just speak for myself. Because I don't want to, and because I don't have to. It should be that simple in 2024, but since it's not, I'll go further. I'm a black adoptee, and I think it's very weird that black men expect me to get online and tell the world how great they are when I'm adopted because the black men in my family failed to protect the children. I'm not going to go too deep into that, but let's be so for real in the 2024. Harassing your own race of women while you go out there and make whole basketball teams full of biracial children is crazy. I myself have a biracial child, and I just want to say it's very odd that people are harassing the mothers of biracial children and expecting our support.
So I don't date American black men. I have never dated an American black man, and my reasons are quite simple. So a few days ago, I made a video about coffee dates, and I basically talked about how I would never accept a coffee date as a first date. I think it's low effort, and it's just not my thing. Surprisingly enough, and I was genuinely surprised, 98% of the commenters and the people that were upset were American black men. So shocked because I didn't think that video would land on their For You page, but it did, and hundreds of them, hundreds, were crying on my shoulder over the fact that I would not drink bean juice on a first date with a man or with anyone. They were in my comments calling me all types of names, saying that I'm a gold digger and saying that I'm this and that. And then unprovoked, they started attacking me for my looks. By the way, I was so nice in that video. I did not insult anyone in that video, but they were insulting me. They were coming at me for my skin color, saying that I'm too dark and that I shouldn't have any standards. They were coming at me for my Afrocentric features. They were coming at me because I have an Afrocentric hairstyle in. Black American men honestly have this habit of attacking black women for the way that they look, especially if you are a darker skinned woman or you have more Afrocentric features. They will attack you. So the fact that they came at me for my looks unprovoked is not surprising to me at all. So reading the comments and watching the stitches, it brought up a discussion between me and my parents about why I don't date American black men. American black men generally do not value courtship, traditionalism, or even marriage. And I'm not saying that all American black men are like this, but a large majority are. They will berate you, break you down, and take advantage of you. I don't know why, but the sight of seeing a black woman, a dark-skinned black woman, having standards, really does bother them. Maybe it's because in their mind, nobody ever talks about this, but they believe black women, dark-skinned black women, deserve crumbs. Colorism is real, and they think that we deserve crumbs and that we shouldn't have any standards. I was getting so many messages and comments saying, you're dark-skinned, why do you have all these standards? The only reason why that video got them really upset was because it basically told them to do better. And they do not take well at all to being told to do better, as you can clearly see, and it's because they are not required to. They are used to giving women nothing, giving women crumbs, but then receiving the world back. So when they were watching my video, they were so upset. They were like, oh no, you want me to take you on a proper date? A proper date when all I'm used to is inviting women back to my house, or inviting women on a nature walk as a first date, or inviting women to my car to link and smoke? You want me to actually put in effort? No, I'm not used to that at all. They are literally in my comments saying, what makes you think you deserve a meal? You need to prove yourself. And when American black men say that you need to prove yourself, that just basically means you need to go through hell and back with him. They don't want to put in the effort because they're lazy, they are entitled, and they are cheap. And don't get me wrong, it's not all American black men that are like this. It's just the large majority. And that is a problem because the majority of black American women prefer black American men, but there are not enough good black American men to go around.
6 reasons why I can't date an African American guy. And I have them down here. I'm gonna read them off and I'll tell you guys, and let me know how you guys feel about it. You guys agree or disagree, and are they all the same or not? Ready? Let's get to the first one. First thing first, I don't think you're gonna understand my culture and traditions, and I don't feel like explaining every single detail. Like, I don't want to explain to you why my grandpa calls me my wife, why my cousin calls me my wife, or like all those things. I cannot explain that to you, so that's too much. That's the first thing that you like. I just don't feel like explaining. Is because when we're dating, you're not always gonna see me. You're not gonna see me whenever you want to see me. It's not gonna happen. Like I have a dad, I have like parents, and I cannot just leave the house every single time I want just to see you. So you're gonna have to work, like plan 2 months ahead for us to see each other, if that makes sense. Another one is that we do not do sleepovers, or we can't move in. Like, I can't move in with you unless there's a ring on my finger. That's not happening. Like, I cannot be sleeping at your house at night, whatever, doing all sleepovers for 1 week and then go back to my father's house. It's not happening. We have to have a ring on my finger. Got it? Okay. Another one is that I can't have kids with you before marriage, because I know you guys are good at going to buy milk, but you guys do not know your way back. So I can't have that. I need to be married to you before having your kids. And then in my culture, if I get pregnant by you, I have to be married by you, because you're not gonna shame my family like that and shame me and let me raise that kid alone. It's not happening. First, you're gonna have to marry me, and then also pay money for getting me pregnant before marriage, if that makes sense to you. Another one, which is most importantly, you guys cannot afford an African woman, a traditional African woman. You guys cannot afford them. Most of you guys can't, because I see you guys on social media complaining, or a black woman, you guys are so expensive. You guys expect us to pay for the date. You guys expect us to do all of this, do your hair, pay for your hair, pay for your nails. Yes, but with an African woman, it's even worse, because bride price now, it's like 22K, 21K. That's the least you could pay, 21K, to have a wife, to bring them at your house. And you guys are complaining. Plus, sometimes you don't have to work, because you demand the house, you want to take control of it and everything. She's gonna be submissive, but you're gonna have to be the head of the house, work, provide, and everything. So besides paying 21K, you still have to pay for her nails, pay for her hair, and any other things that are needed. Yep. And last one, but not the least, in this one, it's like, I don't want to speak English all day, every day of my life. That's just tough. I don't want to do that. And also, like, I don't want to lose my traditions and my culture, because as soon as we have your kids, I don't think they're going to be fully Congolese anymore. So, yeah. Tell me, guys, how you guys feel about this, and if you guys agree or disagree about it. And I'm not saying that I'll never date an African American guy. If you're there and you can do all these things, please hit me up. Hit me up. But see ya.
All right, so beyond the brain rot, what I want to start off by saying is that for the black men that happen to listen to this, it's going to get to a point where you're going to have to grow a thicker skin, right? You're going to have to become emotionless, void of emotion when listening to a lot of this content, because it's meant in order to get your attention one way or another. I went over a live stream pretty much covering this and showcasing the fact that you have a lot of disrespectful people out here, and they will decide to engage with you and say things specifically in order to get an emotional response. So that means throwing any type of shots, any type of low blows, however it is that they can sit up there and do it in order to get the desired effect, in order to sit up there and say, see, this is what I'm talking about, black men this, black men that, black men everything negative, right? And again, this is coming from somebody who's been watching this content for years and also covering content like this for some years. So you're able to have 4 women directly up here. All of them had their variety of reasons why black men are not attractive, why they would never happen to date a black man or find them suitable at all. One of them, I think it should have been the 3rd video from the last, or maybe it was the 2nd video. There was a darker complected woman up there, and if anybody knows who she is, I've covered her before in her content. Whenever it is that she decides to open her mouth and say something stupid, she is a retired woman from the industry, and she ended up doing a lot of work. And I guess at one point in time, she was in a relationship with somebody who was of a different race that is not black American. And lo and behold, I guess that relationship did not work out. And now she, as she listed in the video, she is the parent of a biracial child. She didn't say that she was a married parent. She didn't say that she was a woman in a relationship that is the parent of, she didn't say any of those things. Again, when you pay very close attention to the words, or the words that people don't use, you find out a lot more of the story. So again, it's a little bit weird for her, being the parent of a biracial child, to decide to speak on black American men who decide that they want to date other and have biracial children. It doesn't make any type of sense. You literally did the exact same thing, and you're still up here talking negatively about black men, which again makes no sense, because you stated that you have a preference. You stated that black males are not above that preference, nowhere near that preference, and that preference is the peak when it deals with men, all to be left with the exact same situation that you say that black men do to black women all the time. Crazy work, diabolical in nature. The first woman decided to state a variety of reasons of why that she, found black men undesirable. She even went to the extent of stating that, Lord, please send me a white man or an Asian man. Wow. So then she wanted to go through and list all of these, negative stereotypes, I guess you could say, about black men, even though when you listen to these things, you can actually frame that for a lot of other men directly out here, right? But again, she's the type to never do anything like that. She's going to be fixated on black men, which again, she stated herself, those are the men of which she does not find attractive, nor will she ever pay attention directly to or give the time of day. But yet she kept talking. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, so there's a lot of things that you state that you find unattractive about black men. Okay, cool, fine, got it. You got a preference. Okay, cool, fine, got it. So why don't you spend all of this time that you're doing making videos about black men that you don't like? Why don't you make videos dedicated to your preference? Why don't you make videos letting Asian men, letting white men know that you find them as the peak of men, that they are the best suitable for you, that they have all their things together, because obviously black men have nothing together, not even a college fund. And I want to list a lot of people that most parents don't have a college fund for their kids. There's a lot of single mothers out here. They do not have a college fund for their kids at all. So I'm not sure why she wanted to frame that when it deals with black men who are raising kids. And then on top of that, it's like, it's a weird framing when she wanted to highlight black men that are single fathers, in a sense. So in one instance, okay, we're going to highlight black men being a single father, but we're not going to say anything positive about that, but we're going to list it. And then we're going to attach a negative, and we're going to say that, oh, even if these black men are in their child's life and they're raising their children, they don't even have a college fund for them. Better of fact, let's take it an extra step. They don't even got a 401k. Yo, I tell you, it's anything at this moment in time just to, have something negative to say about black men. Now we're talking about 401ks. How do we even get here? How did we even get here? And, when you look at a lot of these women that happen to speak, you have to question, do you even invest? Do you even know about stocks? Do you know about bonds? Do you know about crypto? Do you know anything about finances? And then she wanted to list the whole thing of like, oh, well, realistically, the reason I'm not sure how black women even date black men in 2025 because they're sassy, aka calling black men gay. Also wanting to state that if a black man wants to go back and forth or have an argument, right, directly with a woman, he's being sassy, aka being gay. And I'm like, so you mean to tell me that if you're wrong, and you're 1000% wrong, you mean to tell me that you're not going to have a conversation about that? You mean to tell me that somebody doesn't need to let you know that, a conversation does not need to occur so that you don't do or say the exact same stupid thing again? That's stupid. What you're saying is that you don't want that man to make you accountable for being stupid, for saying stupid stuff, for doing stupid things. You don't want him to hold you accountable because Lord knows you're not going to have the women of your grouping hold you accountable. They're going to be like, it is what it is. And then throw it to the side and then do something else and then come right back to the exact same stupid thing again. For the exact same, stupid reason and end up with the exact same stupid result. Yeah, no, guys don't have time for that. Guys do not have time for that at all. And then to try to say that black men are just jealous of educated black women. I'm so tired of this. I'm just so tired of hearing this time and time again. Let me just framework this for a lot of folks directly out there. I'm the type of dude where I love women who are smart. I love women who are smart. I was always raised around women. Like my grandmother, went to schooling. She became a nurse. Mom went to school, became a nurse, college or whatever type of schooling that they got. And my aunt and my other aunt, like all of these women have gone directly to college. Never at one point in time have I ever looked at them and I'm like, yo, I feel intimidated. I feel challenged. They're really putting down my masculinity because they know all of these books and how to reads and how to writes and how to talk so eloquently. I've never been at that point in time. So again, because this is something that I've seen and I've been directly around, these are the types of women that I normally either attract or go directly after. I like educated women. I like women who are smart. Like you got to be smart directly, in something. you gotta know something directly out here. But to say that black men in general are just fearful, they feel like their masculinity is being challenged, they're jealous. And respectfully speaking, never at a point in time as a black American male, have I ever looked at a black woman and be like, you're trying to challenge me. I think you're really coming for my masculinity. I think we gotta have about this situation to prove who is the best, who is the champion of champions. I've never looked at a black woman as being on the same level as me. Because we're not. I'm a man at the end of the day. That's a whole separate level. Just by itself, that is a whole separate level. You are a woman at the end of the day. You have challengers in your own field. I have challengers in my own field. Even if our paths cross, we still are not challengers. This is stupid. This is 100% stupid. I'm tired of this exact same statement. And it's like, it's crazy to me to look at women, watch and listen to women like this, and they still allow this to be a thing. And magically, for whatever reason, it's only specifically black men that get this label. But yet you got white dudes out here who will go off and they will specifically say things when it deals with their women being educated or, getting, several degrees or making more money and all this other. There are tons of stories directly out there. But for whatever reason, women like this don't pay attention to. They'll be like, that's them. That's a one-off type of thing. That has nothing to do with anything. That's not, specifically, just my preference. That's just one person there amongst the preference it's like, man, that's some wild work. Then you have the other girl, and I want to preface this by stating that with the girl with the glasses should have been, I want to say, the third video. I want to say that at no point in time, like, if you're a guy, you shouldn't be rolling up online trying to just blatantly attack a woman for, let's say, skin complexion, hair, physical features, whatnot, or whatever. Like, dog, keep the conversation void yourself of emotions. Speak with logic, speak with facts, speak with information, speak with numbers and percentages. There is the moment in time that you're going to the fact that you gotta try to attack somebody physically, you're projecting. You are 100% projecting on a variety of levels. Number one, you probably couldn't, attract somebody that looks specifically like her. And number two, you probably would be afraid to actually go up to her because of the way that she looks and the way that you look, and the optics directly on that. Again, there's a lot of projection directly there. If you are directly in that emotional state, I need you to stay yourself directly back. This is not a conversation directly for you. Allow men who can actually handle this conversation and have a back and forth with a woman like this to actually do it. Just stand back. This ain't for you. Every battle is not for you to be in. Just sit this one out, buddy. just sit this one out. Maybe you might need some more training. Now, after all of that, the things that she has stated were, in a sense, proven due to the fact that you had the variety of guys that wanted to pull directly up to the scene, feel a certain type of way emotionally about her statement when they dealt with the coffee dates and so on and so on and so on. And they wanted to, attack her because of her appearance. There's nothing wrong with her appearance at all. There's realistically not. I will sit up there and also throw within this the fact that you have a lot of people that will have images or gifs or profiles that are supposedly black men and they're not, because there's a lot of things that are AI generated, because I've noticed that whenever I would speak on this, but it was the opposite, people would say that, how do we know that those are actually black women, though, that those could be, such and such and such, the FBI, the CIA, the government, and people from China. Like, magically everybody had this type of excuse to basically say that we don't know if that's a black woman. And I'm going to use that here. We don't know if all of those guys there, not saying that you don't have ignorant guys there, because I've covered that in a previous live stream and a video, and I said the exact same thing I'm saying here. But within that, how many of them do we actually know are black American men? Because it's crazy that you can talk about black American men, but then generalize black men, and then you'll have guys from other countries who are melanated that don't identify as black American men. They'll say things about black women online, and then people will just chalk it up and be like, see, this is what I'm talking about with black men. No. You need to start, specifically pointing out where those people are specifically from. Do not categorize all of this as black American men. Let's not do that. Black American men already got enough to sit up there and deal with. Like I said, the previous video that I gave to you guys, pretty much it ain't nothing that a black American man can do that is not considered gay. That's pretty much where it is. No matter what, if you eat, sleep, breathe, go to the bathroom, if you know how to cook, if you know how to dance, and all it, anything and everything that you do, you're pretty much considered gay. It's pretty much. And then that also goes back to the very first video where the woman up there wanted to, again, call men sassy. Again, whenever you hear a black woman calling you sassy, she's calling you gay. That's all it is. Yeah, nobody sit up there and tell me no different, because it's been the exact same thing. It's just been moved around and covered under different words, but it's still the same thing. Because you'll hear gay men say the exact same thing about other guys, like, yo, he's a little bit sassy. Brother, what are we talking about here? Are you trying to use what it is that you are as a negative against a straight male? Like, I'm a little bit confused. What are we doing? Right? So then we had her going directly after that, and then we had the ending video, which was an African woman. Out of all people on this planet, I am not sure why it is that she decided to jump herself directly into this conversation. I need for those who are from other places around the world to not jump on bandwagons dealing with black American men, because chances, like I said, a lot of y'all ain't never grow up with a black American male. A black American male father, uncle, grandfather, probably didn't even have like a best friend or even a relationship. But you want to throw your hat directly into this situation, and you want to make a list as if you are, come on, dog. Talk about the men of which you know. Talk about the men that are of your bloodline. Talk about the men that are reflective of your father, your community. You can talk about anything else. Stop talking about black American men. You're African. You're an African woman at the end of the day. We are not the same, man. Just like you got certain nuances and different traditions and all this other type of stuff when it deals with your African culture, we got a lot of stuff within black American culture. But the difference is, me being a black American male, I would actually do my best to teach you, to help you understand and learn. You heard what it is that she said. She was like, I don't got time to try to teach you, black American males about my culture, about my traditions. Like, pretty much, if you see her, you should already know. And if you don't know, then you should take the time and to learn. You shouldn't come to her. But mind you, this is the same woman that if it was a white or European male, she would take out and have the time and energy and the patience to basically teach that guy about all of her traditions. Her family, they were like, oh, Mr. White Man, yes, we're going to teach you how to cook, one of our secret family dishes that we've, been passing along for hundreds of years. We're going to teach this directly to you, so then you can teach it to your family, and, and this, that, and the third, and we're going to dress you in our tribal clothes, and we're going to take you to our villages. We're gonna, they'll have all of the patience and all of the energy for anybody else, but when it deals with black American men, it's like, nah, I don't got that. And then that goes back to the live stream that I showed you guys yesterday, where you had this one black American male that came up there. He was being respectful. He was trying to see things from both sides. He was trying to give out an olive branch. He was trying to formulate a middle ground. And you had the women there that decided that they wanted to be disrespectful, that they just wanted to start singing. They wanted to start dancing. They wanted to start over talking and interrupting whenever it is that he was saying. Like I said, people will do things. What I'm trying to tell a lot of black American men is that you'll have individuals out here that feed off of chaos. They feed off of other people's emotions, or at least specific emotions. And 9 times out of 10, it's negative. Because a lot of people don't know how to actually work with positive emotions, because they're not even positive themselves. They can't even forge positivity for themselves because they talk negatively to themselves every single day, right? So again, if you understand that, you understand how it is that you have a lot of these women out here, when you listen and look at their videos, they have negative interactions. They have very specific negative interactions. And they have these very specific negative interactions with a group of men that are amongst them. It could either be a family member, it could have been a boyfriend, or whatever. But instead of them leaving that energy there, right, and trying to fix that, trying to get therapy directly on that so they can just push that directly away, they need to feed off of that because they're no longer, near those people. So now they go directly online and they formulate these videos in order to get attention directly from the same exact men that they say that they are not attracted to. All of these women, all 4 of these women have in common the one main thing. They say that black men are not attractive, they are not desirable, they're not valuable, they're not respectable. And as black women, these are the reasons why we are not going to date them, and why it is that we see other men more valued and more respected and more worthwhile. And as I stated before, if you feel that way, then you should specifically dedicate all of your time and your energy specifically to those men. At no point in time should you be fixated and focused on the men of which that you don't like, that you don't love. But yet, here we are, because obviously you have a high failure rate when it deals specifically on getting the attention of those guys. So you come directly to the other guys and you want to thrive off of and live off of that chaotic type of negative energy that you say that you don't like, but yet you're addicted to it at the same time because you don't know how to actually forge with positive energy. You don't know how to make that happen, right? You don't even know how to present that, even try to fake it, right? And I've stated to a lot of people as well that if you specifically have a preference or you have this thing directly out there, then at no point in time, and it's dealing with both black men out here that do this and black women that do this, y'all shouldn't be fixated in talking about anybody black. Talk about your preference. If you are happy and you feel that you belong where it is that you belong, specifically speak on and fixate and focus in on that community and on your preference, because that is primarily where you belong, because that is where you made the choice to lie. That is what you did. That is the bed that you made, and that's the bed that you should forever directly be in. And you should never decide to turn around and be like, let me start talking about black people real quick. I'm happy, I'm married, and, I got this white significant other, or I got this Hispanic significant other, and all this other type of stuff. Let me just look back real quick and start, bringing up black Americans. Let me start mentioning them. Let me start talking direct. Don't do it. Because as I stated before, it comes to this main point where it seems as though that the main people that they say that they hate each other are the main ones that feed off of each other, and in some type of weird way have a chaotic hatred, love type of thing that y'all got going on. But instead of y'all just specifically dealing with yourselves and not even dealing with a preference, because realistically, you don't need to deal with a preference. When it deals with black men and black women that have a specific hatred for black people in the black community, y'all don't need to deal with anybody else, because all you're going to do is you're going to shed that hatred off emotionally, right, onto somebody else. And now somebody who may not have ever had a specific feeling, inkling, right, or thought negatively about you because of, let's say, the color of your skin or who it is that you are, now they're going to start to have that by way of you. A lot of people don't realize that you breed the monsters that you quote unquote hate. And a lot of these people who are in these interracial relationships that speak negatively about their own people, you are building and investing in a monster. You're basically building a Frankenstein. And then at the end of the day, when something goes awry in a relationship, you want to turn around and be like, oh my God, I can't believe that, this person was like this. I don't even know where this came from. They weren't never like this in the beginning. Yeah, because in the beginning, they were actually their own person with their own thoughts. But now that they're next to you, all of your hatred, all of your emotion, battered, chaotic energy just, symbiotically attached to them, and they couldn't sit up there and get rid of that. So now they became the image of you, just in a different body and of a different race. Like I said, y'all, so a lot of y'all are just poisonous and toxic. Y'all don't really need to be around other human beings, just to be real. And I'm talking about specifically to the black American men out here, to the black American women. A lot of y'all do not need to be around nobody else. Y'all don't need to be, y'all just don't. Y'all just don't. Like I said, y'all are some of the worst of the worst. Y'all want to go out here and talk about other people in the black community are the worst of the worst. Y'all together are the worst of the worst. But y'all don't even see it because you think that you're right. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video. Also, I wanted to state this is something that I was thinking about when I first recorded the video, but the recording was pretty much lost. The other point that I wanted to make is the fact that a lot of this content, when it deals with specifically black women stating of why black men are undesirable, not valuable, and different things of that nature, the end result is that you'll have a field of other women who are your ops that will come directly through. They'll big you up, they'll gas you up directly on this, be like, yeah, black women, you're so right, and black men are this, that, and the third, and all this other type of stuff, while at the same time, they will quote unquote be your allies, but then go behind your back and talk the exact same men that you say were not even worth it. And then they'll decide to, let me just morph into and become, the woman that he says that he needs, right? Let me emulate what it is that he say that he is looking for and that he needs, so that I can be suitable and valuable to him. And I try to tell people this time and time again, that a lot of the people that you think that are really gassing you up for the black women, that a lot of the folks that you think are gassing you up are secretly your ops, and they want you to specifically feel this way about black men so that it makes it easier for them to be seen, so that they can do as little work as possible, put in as little effort as possible, just to be right there and to, have or find whatever black men are out there. Like I said, a lot of y'all don't even understand. And this is going back, in a sense, to the first video that the woman stated that, yeah, a lot of black women are sleeping with their ops because black men are just jealous because, we're educated, we're knowledgeable, and with this and with that. And a lot of you guys are friends with your ops. And a lot of your ops are coming directly through, going through the community, and they're finding whatever black men that you say are undesirable from, in college, in high school, or just everyday life. And now they're with them, and now they're married, having kids, and now they're living the life, with the money and all this other type of stuff, while now you got a problem and you want to turn around after saying all that stuff. You want to say, this is what we're talking about with black men, how it is that they always date out, how it is that they don't value black women, how it is that they want to do this and do that and all these other. Come on. Come on. Come on. But like I said, nobody wants to realistically be honest about this. And the only person that was realistically honest is the main person that is out here on social media that always has the utmost positive things to say about black women, which is Dr. Umar. Even he had to come out and basically state this when it deals with black women. And y'all still ain't listening. So it's like, if y'all ain't listening to Jesus, y'all ain't listening to God, you not listening to Dr. Umar, who thinks the world. He loves everything, every single thing about black women. And he's not going to really step out there to perform any type of corrections. Realistically, everything is pretty much like, hey, you know, black men this, black men that, black men this, black men that, black men this, black men that, right? But even he had to come out of that to directly have a conversation. And when he stated it, he wanted to make sure to state it as light as possible so that it's not abrasive, so that black women don't think that he's trying to come down on them and attack them. Even he had to, you know, try to word it a certain type of way. But even with Dr. Umar putting in all that effort, all that energy, all of that time, black women still ain't even listening to him. So it's like, what else is there to have people listen to so that they can perform the corrective measures, so that they can stop doing stuff like this, so that they can stop, you know, working for the enemy and with the enemy at the exact same time, right? I don't know. Like I said, I just wanted to, you know, add that part directly in there. But again, let me know what y'all think in the comment section if you made it this far.